Hello scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back today with another Scraplift layout for SpiegelMom Scraps. So last week I was scrolling through a bunch of layouts that I had recently scraplifted and I came across this one from a Cocoa Vanilla design team member. And I really loved the mixed media, the spritzing and the dropping paint and everything. So I am going to go ahead and give it a go here, and I am going to try 3 different times to get this right, and it takes all 3 times for it to work. So there's going to be a lot of cutting and editing on this layout just because this took me an hour and a half to make, and a lot of drying time because I didn't want my colors to mix. I'm going to be using 2 different colors, and this one is a blue from Shimmer's Paint. It's called Heidi Ho Blue, and I really actually do like the way this looks here, but then I start messing it up, and here I start smudging it, and I'm like, oh, dang it, like I totally screwed it up. So I'm going to set this one aside. I tried to maybe get it to work a little bit better, but yeah, did not work at all. So here I pull out another piece of cardstock paper. You can get this American Crafts textured cardstock paper in the store over at the SpiegelMom Scraps shop. So I will leave a link below to her shop as well as to my blog post so you can see all of my photos and get all of the links to the products. Okay, so this is layout number 2, and I am just spreading around this gesso using a wipe as well as my fingers. I got the idea to use my fingers from Missy Whitten, but I'm just not as go with the flow as she is. I just can't stand using my fingers, so I end up using my wipe. Okay, so this one kind of turns out a little bit better. I poured a little too much water on that. For some reason the nozzle on my spray bottle is not working. I don't know what is going on, so I need to go buy a new bottle. I do have some of those little mini misters from Tim Holtz, but I have no idea what I did with them after we moved, so I need to kind of look around my scrapbook room and see if I can find them. So here I'm just adding some more mist on this other side of the page. This one, it started branching off really weird and I didn't really like it. So I'm going to use my heat gun a little bit to dry this up, but then I decide, okay, I'm just gonna set it aside. The reason I wasn't doing the blue and the yellow, I think I said this a little bit ago, was because I don't want the colors to mix. I wanted them to be a definite blue and a definite yellow, and I didn't want there to be the mixing of the colors, which would make kind of like a greenish, tealish color. So that's the reason why I decided to set that one aside and try again and see if maybe I liked a little different of a look. So here you can see I did pull out one of my little gesso spreading thingies. What is that called? Palette knife. Yes, I know how to use words and talk. So here I'm just going to dry that up, and I thought maybe using a palette knife would give the background a little bit of a different look, and it did. I don't think I didn't like how that one turned out at all. So I am actually going to go back to the second one, but I am going to show you how this one turns out. Okay, so I was just off trying to find another spray bottle for quite a while. I couldn't find one. I know I have one, I just have no idea where it is. So I will have to go and buy a new one sometime soon. But here you can see I'm trying again, and I'm kind of liking this a little bit better. I decide to go ahead and try shaping the what do you call it, the paths of the mist a little bit more with this one, and I like it, but at the same time I don't because of that offshoot there that you can see that goes way off to the other side of the layout. I was kind of frustrated with this one. So with the more gesso on it, it does act differently. The paint does act differently, but it didn't act the way I wanted it to. So here you can see they are now connected, and I was kind of hoping that they wouldn't connect, but it didn't work out. And so I'm just going to kind of go with it just for this blue, but I'm going to set it aside, and I'm not even going to try to do the yellow. So yeah, I'm still trying, and I'm trying to get it to dry and to work, but it's just not going to work. Okay, so now I have pulled the other paper in and added the yellow. This yellow is called No Yoking, and it is a Shimmers Paints spray mist as well. So here you can see I'm just doing these 2 spots of yellow, and I kind of mess around and just play with this, and I really do love how this turns out. It wasn't perfect, and it didn't turn out exactly how I wanted it to, but I really do love it in the end. So the yellow, there wasn't enough yellow paint to spread around, and I had put on too much water. So here you can see I do a second little mist area that's lower to the bottom, and I like that a little bit better. And so this is going to work out, and I'm going to end up really liking this. So here you can see I'm just cleaning up my area and putting away the spray mists so that I don't have an accident. Here I am going to dry the background with my heat gun just to make sure that it's dry when I use it. Okay, so I have this super cute photo of my youngest son, Tinian. He is a very just spirited kid. He is always so much fun, always running around, hyper crazy, active, and that is just his personality. He and I often clash because of it, though. He doesn't like to listen, which is normal for kids. I understand this. He likes to do his own thing. He doesn't like to be told what to do. So as his mom, I have a hard time dealing with him. I think we are actually a lot alike in that we don't like rules and we don't like schedules. There's a part of me that does like schedules and rules, but there's a part of me that also doesn't, because it's not fun, and I am very much a fun personality kind of person. I hate doing work. I hate, not having fun. I want to just have fun all day. And he is exactly the same way. So I think that's why we have such a hard time getting along with each other. But I wanted to scrapbook this photo because it just was such a funny photo. I think I was taking a picture of something else, and he runs up right in front of my camera and just is like, I think he was dancing, which is why it looks like he's kind of mostly out of the frame, is because I think he was like jumping and dancing and trying to be in the photo. So I just thought it was such a perfect photo to just show his personality and just his craziness. So here you can see I did mat my my background paper onto another paper that is just a scrap of paper from my collection, my stash, because it was really, really warped. And so I didn't want it to get too bad. So here you can see I'm kind of messing around with the placement of the photo. So the layout that I'm scrap lifting called for the photo to be on the right side, but to have the mixed media going down the bottom half of the page. And that's what I was planning on doing. But then after I had gotten everything all dried and put together and everything, I decided I kind of liked it better this way. And I'm really glad that I did it this way, and I love it and how it turned out. Okay, so now here you can see I am playing around with some of this ephemera. This is from the December Click Kits kit, and this is a exclusive pack of embellishments. It was made by Claudia Van Aar for Click Kits, and it was printed through Pretty Little Studios, or Little Studio. So it's just a bunch of really cute and fun and bright and airy embellishments, and I just really loved them. I had so much fun putting this layout together and just kind of putting my own spin. The Scraplift called for a bunch of stars in the background, going from one side of the layout to the other, but I decided just to do the 2 strips of the pattern paper in the background and then to do 2 clusters of embellishments around the photo, and I really absolutely love how this turned out. So when I am scrap lifting, I usually just take the scrap lift and I kind of go my own direction because I want it to be a layout that is mainly me and not just totally the scrap lift. I pick layouts that I can put a spin on pretty easily and that I can make more my style of scrapbooking. And this one I totally flipped and made it a layout that is all me. And that's what I love about scrap lifting, is that you can take a layout that you love, but also make it your style and make it more of a layout that you created and designed yourself. Okay, so here you can see I'm building a little cluster down there in that bottom left-hand corner, and that is also where I am going to put my journaling. Okay, so now you can see I have that cluster all glued down and put together on the layout. I am going to pull out a pen and I'm going to do my journaling, and it just says, Tinian has such a fun and carefree personality. He and I clash often because of it, but I am so thankful for him as my son. I love him so much and can't wait to see how much he grows and changes over the years. And then I am going to think I am done, and then I realize, wait a minute, I didn't put any sequins on this layout. Of course this layout needs sequins because no layout is finished without sequins, right? So I'm going to stop the video and then come back and put the sequins on. And I just absolutely had so much fun with this layout and I loved it. I loved making it. So I hope that you enjoyed this layout. Oh, I think I forgot about this. I am going to put some more of this Before Dawn spray mist. And I'm just going to spray or sprinkle it around the layout, just in the 2 different corners. And now here I am showing you, I'm going to use this Too Cool For You sequin mix that Jody has in her shop. And I'm not going to make you sit here and watch this whole part because it takes quite a few minutes to get all of these sequins glued down. But I really do love how it looks in the end with the sequins. So if you are not a sequin user, because I used to not be a sequin user at all. I was always like in love with enamel dots, and I didn't understand why people loved sequins so much. But now I do, and I'm absolutely addicted, and I never want to stop using them. Like, I rarely ever use enamel dots anymore because sequins have kind of taken the place of enamel dots for me. So anyway, I hope that you have enjoyed this layout, and I will see you again next month. Have a great day. Bye!